Hello, I'm Mark.
I'm Julie.
And welcome to Weir on the Move.
So we're on the Thames.
We're on the Thames.
So excited, love it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
It was alright, wasn't it, coming out of Brentford?
Yeah, it was. I think you had maybe many fears about the gauging lock because it's the first electric lock that you've used, but that was easy enough, wasn't it?
It was. It was actually. It's, you know, you panic about these things because it's the unknown. When you get there, it's so easy and it's set out so nicely so that you can fully understand it.
So that was easy enough to do, and then we arrived at the Thames lock. We were the first in.
Yeah.
And we were out on the Tidal Thames. The turn was easy because we were turning with the tide.
Yeah.
So the tide took the boat round the corner anyway, so there was no dramatics there. It was a bit of a cold, blustery day. You'll see it in the footage. It wasn't the best filming day. Yeah, it wasn't like this. It wasn't the best filming day, but yeah, you'll see that in the footage.
Did you just say?
Cold enough for a cat. And then we ended up, I think we did breakfast in Brentford.
Yeah.
We did lunch in Kingston Upon Thames, and then we did dinner at Hampton Court Palace. So yeah, we did a bit of magnet fishing as well.
What are you up to, Mark?
I just did a bit of magnet fishing.
What have you found?
I found that. It's a looped bit of metal. I'm not quite sure what it is.
Is it a key?
Medieval.
Is it a key?
No, it's like a bracket from a jetty or something that you would tie something to.
Okay. So we're outside Hampton Court Palace.
We are.
And last night we saw a family magnet fishing, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
And we got talking to them, and all of a sudden he pulled out a really old anchor, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it was amazing.
So we thought we'd get our magnet out today.
Lots of Elizabethan nails here.
Say again?
They find lots of Elizabethan nails.
Elizabethan nails.
They're hand forged.
So, what did you find a minute ago?
A modern nail. I managed to find this, which
Thought you were going to kill me with it.
Which is a ceremonial sword, probably used around the 1500s for knighting knights of the realm, or it's a Turkish kebab skewer. Which do you think it is? A ceremonial sword or a Turkish kebab skewer?
Just have a look at the little chicken or the rooster on the top.
But it's quite an ornate thing. It's about 50 years old, and we found it in the river and it was all bent and gnarled, so we managed to clean that up. And what did you find, Julie?
Well, Mark was pulling out all sorts of rubbish old nails.
They were old nails.
No, some of them weren't.
They were.
And I found this. So I don't know if you can see. And it is an old nail, but it's a very, very old nail. We've tried to do some research. Some come up as being Roman.
Yeah, I'm convinced
You're
it's
convinced
medieval.
it's not. But it's either a medieval or a Roman nail, and it's all been made by hand.
And you can tell it's been made by hand because it's what they used to do is they used to forge it in a like a blacksmith's forge, and then the final bit on the top they put into a sort of template and hammer it like a mould, and then hammer it. So unlike modern nails, which are poured into moulds and mass produced, these are made individually by hand, so each one's different. And you can see, I know it's stuff, but you can almost see the hammer marks.
Mine's better than yours.
Mine's a ceremonial sword.
Will you stop that point?
or a Turkish kebab skewer.
It's a Turkish kebab skewer.
It's a ceremonial sword.
No, it isn't.
It is.
No, it isn't.
It is. Put your comments in the box down below and let us know what you think it is. It's time to get serious. We received a rather alarming video message from a very, I can only describe them as shady characters. They go by the name of the Hockleys. His nickname is Hock the Sock, on the basis that he keeps a rolled up pair of socks in his pocket, and I don't know why. And she goes by the nickname of Debbie Does Daycare. And you can tell which one's which. Debbie's the one with the beard. And if you get a video message from these two, ignore it. And do not approach them. They are dangerous. They are very dangerous individuals. They pretend, I think, last known they were pretending to be boat vloggers.
Something called Well Deck Diaries.
Was it Deck? Anyway, we'll put a picture of them on the screen so that you know what they look like. And we haven't doctored these pictures, they really do look like that. They're sort of like a mid 50s, early 60s sort of PJ and Duncan.
You're going to be in trouble.
If anybody knows PJ and Duncan, then you just look at these two and immediately you just think of PJ and Duncan, or Ant and Dec as they became known.
So let's go over to viewers' questions.
Okay, the first question we were asked was from Barbara Goldsmith Bresler, and she's asked about the green containers on the well deck, so the two water butts on the front of the boat.
So they're actually water containers, water butts as we call them in the UK, and we've got two of them. I don't know, what's the capacity of them?
100 litres.
100 litres each.
Yeah.
And what we use them for, we were going to use them as an addition to our water tank so that we had extra water, but we know there's problems with maybe plastic and things like that. And
they are food grade.
They are food grade, yeah. So we need some filters for them really, and we haven't got round to that. So we are using the water to water all the plants on the boat, which we do have quite a few.
As you may have noticed.
And we also use it for the Elsan toilet to top that up with water for the flush.
Yes, indeed.
So it's quite handy. So Duncan from the Forester Dean has asked, he's watched loads of narrowboat vlogs and narrowboaters and noticed that lots of the locks are 6'10". And how do you know where to go with a wide beam?
We did a video on this in fact we've done a couple actually. We did a video on this one not so long ago called Why You Shouldn't Buy a Wide Beam and Why You Should, and in that we show you the wide canals. So basically if you refer back to that video, Duncan, we'll put a link in the description and also in the video so you know which one it is. But if you refer back to that video, you'll see that there are marked canals on a map, and the map marks where the wide canals are and where the narrow canals are.
Now we made that map up ourselves, and we went through the Nicholson's guides and the Canal and River Trust dimensions. They've got a list of dimensions of locks and bridges and things like that.
Yeah.
And we went through that and we noted down the canals and rivers that we can go on. We are going to make one of them maps.
I think we will, yeah, for wide beam owners.
So coming soon there will be a map for wide beams that we will be making, so you can have a look and see where you can cruise.
And our final question is from, we're just going to call them the Hockleys, and I'm going to say it like that, the Hockleys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
We have a question, but we'd like to remain anonymous.
So what we would like to know is, with that beautiful, wonderful facial hair that you have, Mark,
We was just wondering why your pictorial palace is devoid of hair. Bye.
bye.
No comment.
Next week, join us for some more viewers' comments.
Yes.
So we've had a beautiful mooring here at Denham just for the night, and we're going to be going through the Denham Deep Lock next. There's a boat going down, so we're going to have to fill the lock, which should probably take some time. Hopefully there's a boat coming the other way and they can use the water instead.
Okay, so we've just entered our first lock of the day. This is called Denham Deep Lock, and it's 11'1" deep. So it is the deepest lock on the Grand Union Canal. I think somebody definitely wants us to avoid the sill. And here it is. What are we? 4 feet down? 5 feet down? So it's got an 11-foot drop. So that is one hell of a sill. Morning.
Hiya.
That is a hell of a sill. Get your boat caught on that and you definitely will know about it. But it's quite eerie to think, or strange to think, that the only thing stopping millions and millions of gallons of water from flooding my boat are 2 wooden gates. And they look like they've seen better days.
So we're just about to set off, Mr. Weir.
We are indeed.
Exciting.
Oh yes.
The Thames, here we come.
Little butterflies.
Yeah, just a few.
More for you than me, because I think you're worried about doing the gauging lock, aren't
Oh,
you?
you keep disappearing out of shot.
This is called action shots.
Okay, so the time is 7:50 in the morning. We're just going under a bridge and we're going to be coming into Brentford Basin. And then we have to do the gauging lock, which I am petrified about doing. Really scared. Never done one before, so it will be a first. They're different to ordinary locks because they're mechanical ones. This will be the first mechanical lock I've done. So I must remember to go and grab my, yeah, they're sunglasses, my reading glasses, and just so that I can see. But first of all, we're going to nip to the water point at Brentford, then go through the gauging lock, then we're out on the Thames lock, which is going to be manned, and then we're out on the River Thames on the tidal stretch again. Yay! So we're coming into Brentford, into the basin now. It is a bit windy today, so it's a bit blustery. We're going to make our way to the water point and then we'll go down the gauging lock.
Okay, so we're about to go through the gauging lock at Brentford. Here we are in the basin. Looks like that there, London. And after the gauging lock, we've got the Thames lock. We paid for our licence over the phone this morning, so if anyone's going on the Thames, it's probably easier just to phone up and pay by direct debit. £138 for 1 week on the Thames. This is us in the Brentford gauging lock. And there's Julie operating her first electric lock. She was petrified this morning, absolutely petrified. She's never done one of these before.
And away we go. This is very exciting. Thank goodness I managed to do the gauging lock. I was up at 5 o'clock this morning panicking about that. But as all things, it's always a lot easier when you actually do it. The panicking about it is probably worse. go. Yay, we're out. Yes.
So that there is the entrance to the Thames Lock and our exit onto the Tidal Thames.
Are you smiling?
I am. Oh, the weather could be a bit better.
It's a bit breezy, isn't it?
It is. A bit choppy.
How was it coming off?
Easy.
Good.
Yeah, because we're going with the flow, aren't we?
We are going with the flow, although you don't just look it because
No.
the wind's blowing the other way, but it's yay, we're on the Thames!
We are.
Don't think my voice could have got any higher then.
No, I think you've just woken up all our viewers, cats and dogs.
Now all the parakeets that you see in London. So this is Richmond Lock, but because there's high tides we don't have to go through the lock today, we can go straight onto the bridges. So this is Twickenham Bridge. And it's a shame, this place is normally bustling. There's lots and lots of different stay boats and hire and canoeists and goodness knows what. We had 32, 33 degrees last week.
We come out on the Thames and what have we got? Winter.
These are the boats that have come out of Teddington and they're going to be either heading towards Brentford and the Grand Union Canal. They might go down the Limehouse, so past the Houses of Parliament. Really?
That's it, but down there is Teddington Lock. We came through the smaller of the two locks because there was only two boats. What does make you laugh is that while one of those locks takes about 20 boats, the lock landing's big enough for 1.5 boats maybe. So not quite sure what all those other boats are meant to do when it gets really busy. Hover, I suppose. Anyway, we're now off the Tidal Thames and on the controlled bit. Next stop, Hampton Court Palace.
So we are having an absolutely fantastic time already. We stopped at Teddington Lock for a cup of tea, so we stopped there and said hello to a subscriber, and then we got to Kingston Upon Thames, saw a shop, thought let's pull in there. We then decided we might as well stay here for lunch. Stayed for lunch, and then hi Wes, we saw another subscriber, came up and pulled his wide beam up alongside us, and it's just been really, really lovely. Everyone's been so friendly and really nice. It's great to be talking to lots of people after the lockdown, so that's really good. Now we're going to try and have tea at Hampton Court Palace, I think.
New feature for this vlog, boats I'd like to own. So we stopped at Teddington Lock on the landing and had a cup of tea, gathered our thoughts and then made plans for the day. We're now heading on towards Hampton Court Palace to see if we can get some moorings there, fingers crossed. I've also, as you see, had a change of hat and glasses because it's getting a little bit warmer. It was ice cold this morning. That's an exaggeration. It wasn't ice cold, it was just cold. It was like a January day. The wind was blowing, there was drizzle in the air, the clouds were grey. Am I painting a picture with words here? I hope so. It was the sort of day that if you're going to cruise, you get up in the morning, open the curtains. Sorry, no, let me rephrase that. You get up in the morning, get dressed and open the curtains and look at the sky. And it's at this point you go, nah, and then you get undressed and get back into bed. It was one of them mornings. But we had to do it. Passage was booked, and all in all, we did it in about, from Brentford to Teddington, we did it in about an hour, which is pretty good because when we came through it the other way, it took us about an hour and 20 minutes. Okay, this is a new feature for this vlog. It's called Houses That I'd Like to Own. Second house on our new feature, Homes I'd Like to Own.
We've got to right outside Hampton Court Palace and I'll show you that in a minute. So we've got Hampton Court Palace ready for tea. What an amazing day. Thank you for watching.
If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It helps us out enormously with the algorithms for YouTube. And once you have subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon. That gives you notifications whenever we post a new video.
We would love to hear your comments. Don't forget, ask us a question in the comments and we will put it into a future video.
So if you feel like lending your support to us, we have a Patreon page. Go over and check that out. And if you do support the channel, it will be greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching and we'll see you next week.
Bye!